Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to your Beyond the Surface, Unlock Your Skin's Potential training. Today, I'm really excited. I love to do this training because when I joined the pharmacy, I joined because I bought a set of skincare, and I joined for a discount and I stayed for the opportunity. So I always feel like this one in particular just hits a really nice spot for me. My name is Delia Campoverde. I am Ecuadorian American. I am a bronze director, well, bronze manager because I haven't hit that third month yet, but I'm a bronze director. And I am based in New York. Been in pharmacy for over a year. I currently have a full-time corporate job where I'm also a director, and and I also, I use every other waking hour to work on pharmacy to build my business because I just absolutely love it and I'm very, very passionate about it. So today, we're just going to talk. I'm not going to read everything on the slides, and I may go back and forth because I get really excited and my energy can be a little bit like woohoo. But I am, the goal here is for you to understand what is important when we're thinking about skincare and to understand all of the basics of the products that we have so that you're able to recommend them responsibly. Because right now we have really amazing products in front of us. But if we are just kind of just saying, hey, I got an awesome skincare line, or I got this, or I got that, but we don't really know how to talk to our client. We don't really understand, or we don't know how to identify the skin type, the concern. Then we may end up doing more damage than help. All right. So we want to be responsible with everything that we do and how we represent our brand, how we recommend our brand, and how we help our clients. And also how we take care of ourselves because your skin is a reflection of your wellness. If, it's the largest organ in your body. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of it in every single way. So I am going to talk about more than just our products today. I am going to talk about how to have that skin beautiful and healthy. So this is a weird presentation this time around. I'm not able to do the slideshow for some reason, so I'm going to have to scroll down. Key thing here is really to understand that we have to shift our mindset. There has to be a commitment that doesn't happen overnight, and there's no miracles. The success of skincare is really using your products in a steady and responsible way with habits and consistency, right? And for that, you just need to learn. And for that, in order for you to match that with the right product, you need to learn how to identify the needs so that you're able to prescribe the results. So we're going to start with some holistic skin pillars. Okay. So we're really going to start with, we must teach every client that true skin health requires commitment, not a miracle. A bottle cannot fix what chronic stress, bad nutrition, bad sleep, dehydration, or just in general, a toxic lifestyle or toxic habits, do to us, right? You have to, like our skincare, like our topical skincare, only handles 30% of our cell behaviors. It really only helps us 30% of the time. Okay, 70% of all of those other factors that I just talked about. Sleep is super important. Your sugar intake, you wouldn't believe it, but your sugar intake, sugar ages us like you have no idea. I'm telling you, it ages all of our fibers. Sugar is not good, even though I am the biggest fan of sugar. Okay. And cortisol defense. High stress breaks down the dermis collagen. Okay. Stress, it is true what they say. And for all of the younger partners, when our parents used to say, hey, eat well, sleep well, take care of yourself, it makes sense because it makes a difference. So why is the consistent routine important? Because the visible changes are only going to be seen with us, with just a continuous routine. Okay, so you have to have a complete daily four-step system that delivers compound benefits that go way beyond the simple hydration, right? Because with that, you're going to be uh, preventing actively so that you can shield the skin barrier when you're taking care of your skin. Hi, let me just mute you just so that there's no interruption. Great, thank you. Okay, so and when you're taking care and you're consistent with your self-care, your confidence improves, and also it just you're just targeting, like if you're doing prevention, you're targeting the roots. You're understanding what the roots of the issues are, and that's gonna also help you improve the health of your skin. Okay. And like now, something to always keep in mind, because I'm going to be throwing these little tips and pitches that you can use when you're talking to your clients. When you recommend Dr. Situna, you're not just selling a skincare bottle, you're introducing to them a new lifestyle ritual that is going to empower them and is going to promote their self-confidence from within. All right. So when you're talking to your clients, the first thing you want to do is understand what their lifestyle is. So, and once you have that conversation with them, they're going to tell you what they need, what you need to know in order for you to be able to recommend something responsibly. So with all that, guys, like I said, I am a skincare fan. I like to think of it as a whole. Right. And when we wake up in the morning, we normally have puffy eyes. We wake up puffy. Like we need to do something to get that skin going and promote the proper absorption of the products that we are going to use. So I like to think of it as like it's always helpful to do. Obviously, when you wake up, you would ideally have a ritual of whether you're doing your daily affirmations, you're exercising, whatever it is that you do, you want to add a little bit of maybe a mini face yoga. This is the part of the training where I like to be a little bit interactive. I like to show you something completely new that you weren't expecting. And why? Because if you incorporate a simple manual exercise into your routines, it's going to just increase the circulation. It's going to drive oxygen and nutrients to the active surface cells while prepping your skin barrier to receive all of the products that you're going to apply to them too. All right. So when we wake up, sometimes it feels like we have, I don't know. I hope somebody is like, if you can please interact on the chat. Have you ever woken up with like a line here because you were probably dreaming on God knows what, and you just have like a frown here, or you just wake up all like your forehead is a little bit puffy, is a little bit like with some expression lines? You can go ahead and you can start with the forehead smoother exercise. You place your index fingers flat on your brows, and then you just do like a sweeping motion outward to first release those muscle tension lines, because sometimes God knows what we're dreaming of. We'll wake up with all of these muscles tense, and that's what causes those little lines. And that way you will start to promote circulation in this area. Ideally, and because I really do facial yoga, you want to open your draining points, okay? Your drainage points, your lymphatic drainage points. So one really important spot is right here behind your ears, and like you put your two fingers, one in front and the other one behind, and you just do small massages. You can do count to 10 and you massage, and that's going to open up those lymphatic drains, okay? Those lymphatic points that allow for drainage. Okay. So you do that first, you count to 10, and then you can just go ahead and do the eyebrow sweep, and then the forehead smoother. You can use your index fingers, and you could just sweep across your forehead. Okay. Yeah, see, thank you, Sonia. When you sleep deeply, you wake up with lines, right? Yes. All right. So this is how you smoothen them. You smoothen your lines out. You just do this. You also can do little taps to promote circulation in that area. Okay, so we also have the cheek plumper, all right, which is like a light tap. You use your knuckles, and you can just do light taps with your knuckles on your cheekbones to drain that lymphatic puffiness. I also like to stretch and move because a lot of the lymphatic issues are also because of bad posture. So you want to stretch and do your neck stretches, to the side, to the other side, up, down, all of those. You can do repetitions of 10, 3 repetitions of 10. Uh, and and then that will already also help promote that drainage. That's going to help you with the puffiness on the under eyes. That's going to help you with this part here. You can do massages like this. I'm going to do a little facial yoga training at some point down the line. So stay tuned for that because I really love it. And I think that it really makes a difference in the way that your skin looks. It helps define and contour your face. It just helps with drainage. It's just a really great practice. It's like anything, right? It's like with exercise. You need to also exercise that part of your body, like those muscles in your face. All right. Something that is always helpful is sleeping on an organic silk or satin pillowcases. They prevent mechanical pulling, so it prevents the friction on the cells. And this is really helpful, especially like I gotta say, my mom is a side sleeper, and she used to have, and there's a reason why I'm telling this story because later on I'm gonna tell you what product has helped her incredibly. But every morning, like she developed all of these little wrinkles on this side, and it had to do because she wasn't using the proper, she was just using a random cotton pillowcase, and it just kind of sticks to your face and it produces those wrinkles. It causes friction. So just something to keep in mind. Now, we were talking about identifying what the skin needs are and what type of skin your client has or you have in order to know and identify the type of products that you should be using and recommending, right? So there's really three types of skin, but we also have those other two types, which is the combination. So we have normal skin, dry skin, oily skin combination, which is a combo of the dry and the oily, and or it could be a combination of all three, and also sensitive skin. But sensitive is not a type of skin. Sensitive is a condition of the skin. Okay. There's a really, like if your client or if you don't know what type of skin you have, there's a really easy way to identify it. Um, you have to understand how your skin feels after you've done a mild wash. After you wash your face, you put no products on it. How does it feel? So when you're doing that test, so if you wanna identify, you can ask yourself these questions right here under the hour-long test result. Okay, so first off, we need to understand what a normal type of skin looks like. It would be balanced, smooth texture, invisible pores, really no redness, just kind of normal. Usually younger skins are very normal skins, right? Within your 20s is when you typically have your very normal skin, but it doesn't matter because if you have proper or not proper, I want to say that's the wrong word, but a healthy lifestyle, you can have an amazing normal skin as well. But it's most common in ages 20, when you're in your 20s or when you're younger. So when you do that hour-long test result, so after 60 minutes from washing your face, not putting any products on, if your skin feels comfortable, soft, there's no oil or no dry areas, you don't feel that tightness, you ask yourself that question, does your skin feel comfortable all day long? Then you have normal skin. All right. For those skins that are normal, you want to recommend either the Aqua line or the Pure Rose line. All right. Those are our lines that are appropriate for all types of skin. And they're the safest too, right? So if you don't really know and you can't really identify, they don't really know, you can't really identify, but they'll tell you, usually what they'll tell you is when they know that they have dry skin, or they'll always say, I have sensitive skin. So then every type of skin will always benefit from hydration or from hydration and moisture, right? So then you can always recommend safely the Aqua and the Pure Rose line, which is perfect for normal and sensitive skin types. All right, dry skin visibly looks flaky. There's tightness. There's a little bit of fine expression lines. Once you do your hour-long test with after you wash your face, you will feel like it's tight, it's dry, or it's a little bit itchy. Okay, so if you feel anything like that when you've washed your face, then you have dry skin. All right, and you will ask your client, does your face feel tight or tight after a warm shower? And then based on that, you'll be able to identify a little bit better what type of skin she has or he has, and then you'll be able to recommend. The typical recommendation for that would be either a calendula, or an age reversist. Okay, and you could also always, again, Aqua and Pure Rose line, you can recommend to absolutely everybody. For oily skins usually have enlarged open pores. They're active. There's active like shiny sebum on their face. You will see it clearly after the hour-long test. They will look shiny and oily across the entire face. So then, the typical question would be in this case, do you feel excess oil midway through the day? Do you feel like after, once you reach the afternoon, you start to see the oil come up again? And that in that case, if that's the case for your client, then you would recommend the Tea Tree series. Okay. And we're going to talk about each line separately as well to just kind of see what the benefits are. But these are the things that when you're speaking to your client or when you're thinking about your skin, you have to take into consideration. A combination skin has a shiny T-zone area, dry cheeks or chin. It's that type of skin where you have a little bit of everything on your skin. You have some oil, you have some dryness, you have some flakes, and that is typically a combination skin. You could spot treat that and use your hydrating in the dry skin areas, or you can use your tea tree products in the oily parts. So you kind of have to tailor it to your needs. All right. For that one, you can definitely use Aqua and or the tea tree mix. I would also sometimes combine it with the calendula. For sensitive skin, you usually see localized redness, dry patches, and it's pretty reactive skin. All right. So you ought to be very careful what you recommend to somebody that tells you that they have sensitive skin. In some occasions, even the calendula will have a reaction on those that have sensitive skin. But also take into consideration, here's a really important tip when you're recommending skincare to anybody or any of your products. When your skin, when you apply a new product to your skin, there will always be a reaction, right? You always kind of have to see within the first 24 hours whether or not your skin is going to react to that product. Okay, because sometimes you can have a delayed reaction. Sometimes your skin is just not used to other things than what you've used up until now. So it's like with the shampoo. Same thing. When you try, like the first thing that I've heard whenever I've recommended the shampoo for hair thinning is that no, as soon as I tried the shampoo, I started to lose more hair. And it's not that. It's that your body starts to adapt to the new product and it has to recover. And it goes through a cycling process. It has to recover. So at first you're going to go through some changes. And then when your skin adjusts to that new product, then you can really tell. Now, if there's redness, if there's sensitivity, if there's a hypoallergenic reaction, then you have to stop it. And you should always consult your doctor, especially if you have any condition. Okay, so you have anything that you're prone to reactions, then definitely consult with your professional, with your health professional, if you can use certain products. All right, so that's for sensitive. Usually we will recommend either the Pure Rose or the Calendula for sensitive skin. Aqua is also very safe to recommend. Anything without a fragrance is always going to help also. All right. The hour test long result should be, or would normally be, warm, mildly flush or prickly skin. That's what is going to happen after you wash and you don't apply any product. That will tell you that you have sensitive skin. Okay. Um, your question to your clients would be, does your skin react easily to wind or fragrance? And that will also, give you an indication and on what to recommend for them. Do we have any questions? If you have any questions, please let me know, like anything related to the slides that we're on. And don't worry, I'm not going to go beyond the hour. I'm going to start going faster as we move forward. Okay, so understanding the anatomy of our skin. Okay. And there's a reason why we're doing this, because the products that we offer and the products that we use on our skin are always going to penetrate to a different level. Some of them go to the surface, some of them go deeper into your hypodermis. So it's important to just understand you don't need to memorize, you don't need to know this and go around telling everybody the 3 layers of skin, the 3 most superficial layers of your skin, but it's just important that you have an idea of how this works, right? So the epidermis is the shield, the water barrier. It's responsible for cellular turnover. Usually this is the part of the skin that's always renovated. So if you get a scratch, it will recover right away. It protects the inner tissues against the pathogenic attack. So it protects your inner tissues against all of the environmental agents. The dermis, it is the mattress, and you can see it here. You can see a little picture here. The dermis is the mattress. It holds the structural web of collagen, gives you that plumpness, and elastina and elastin, which the elastin gives you that bounce. It's surrounded by water-binding hyaluronic acid. So when we are taking our hyaluronic acid, this is why they say, the hyaluronic acid on our topical creams and stuff, it has to be hydrolyzed. Otherwise, it usually doesn't go deep into the skin where you really want it to go. And that's why our hydro drops are really important, and they really make a difference, guys. So something to keep in mind when you're talking to somebody about skincare, you don't only have to offer them your topical products. You can also talk about the supplements that we have that also help, which is our collagen and our hydro drops as well. All right, the hypodermis. The hypodermis is the cushion, which is the deepest of the three layers. It's a subcutaneous fat layer that provides vital structural support, thermal insulation, and physical bounce. Okay. The traditional collagen molecules are too large. This is what I was telling you earlier. The regular collagen molecules are too large to just cross the epidermis directly. So that's why all of the formulas and all of the topical products that we have need to have hydrolyzed botanical complexes. And by hydrolyzed, we mean that they're broken down into smaller molecules that are able to penetrate that skin barrier. All right. And that's like, for example, the complexes like we have to have like the hydrolyzed peptides, the retinol, because they will signal the cells to manufacture their own structural proteins. So that's really important. Now, young versus aging skin matrix. All right, a biological aging proceeds the structural system. Sorry about that. As biological aging proceeds, the structural system undergoes critical structural shifts. Right. So as we age, we change. That's what we're saying here. There's fibroblast slowdown. The fibroblasts are these little right here, the cells in here. Which means that natural collagen synthesis drops by 1% annually after the age of 20. Every year we stop producing and metabolizing the collagen. There's hyaluronic acid loss. There's thinning dermis loses its capacity to hold that deep water. All right. So as we age, our skin becomes thinner and we are not able to retain that water. And there's the thinning is also going to create those or form those wrinkles. That structural matrix collapses, and that's what leaves the creases. So you can see that process here. Okay. Now, we're done with the anatomy part of it, and we're just going to understand the importance of having a routine. All right. It's called the golden layering rules. All right. To prevent any piling and to make sure you're maximizing the skin absorption of your products, You always have to tell your clients, and you should always use your products from the thinnest to the thickest. Okay. So from the most water based to the ones with the thickest and lipid rich consistency and texture. All right. So we're always going to start with a cleanser. We're gonna start with a cleanser because the cleansers are gonna dissolve the oil. It's gonna clean all of the environmental dust and makeup, and it prepares our skin to receive all of the beneficial products that you're gonna use. Okay, you're gonna tone. So once your skin is clean, and this is something that took me a while because that's the one step that, for example, even though I'm all about taking care of my skin, I always forget to use a toner. And why is a toner important? Because you see, once you've cleansed your skin, it's kind of it loses a lot of the hydration. It like the pH changes. So when you put on the toner, or like when you tone it, your epidermis is going to rebalance itself. The pH is going to regulate itself. It's going to go back to a normal pH, and it tightens the pores and it primes the skin. It's like a damp sponge that like when a sponge is dry and if you put the soap on it, it just glides through it, right? But when the sponge is wet, the soap goes right through it. So that's what the toner does to our skin. It allows for that absorption. So that's why there's like there's a hack or a trick that whenever you see that you feel like your products are not really having an effect on you, or it's not really absorbing into your skin, it may be because you're applying on skin that is too dry and that needs a little bit of hydration, and that could be obtained with the toner or with a little bit of you can put your products on damp skin and it would help as well. All right. After you tone, you're going to treat it. That's your serums, your vitamin C, your reversa serum, like all of those serums. That's this step right here. That's step 3. So it's a concentrated active serum designed to cross deeper layers and resolve the skin concerns directly. All right. Once you've treated it, you hydrate. Okay. So you're going to seal those pores now. Everything went through. You're going to seal it with a moisturizer that wraps the skin cells in a protective hydration, and it seals your precious active serum so it doesn't come back out, and then it would actually have an effect on you. Okay. So it's really, really important to do it step by step, because if you apply a heavy cream before your lightweight serum, the serum's molecules are not going to go through and it's not going to do anything to you. All right. And then you're going to finalize, and this is the most, to me, I think it's the most important of all of the steps. You're going to protect your skin with sunblock, UV screens, to defend your cell DNA and collagen matrix from environmental degradation. We just need to protect our skin from all of the UVB and UVA rays. Okay. So very, very importante, the order of the products. All right. So we're starting with your cleansing. The same way that we have a skincare line for each type of skin, you have to apply that to the entire line, to the entire routine. Right. So when you're cleaning your skin, how do you pick your cleanser? You're going to match it to the textures directly to skin lipids and barriers. Right. So your oils and balms are going to help dissolve the makeup, the sunscreen, the excess sebum without stripping. So that's going to be for all types of skin. So any cleanser that you see that's in an oil or a balm, all skin types can use those cleansers. The cleansers that are more creams and milks are like high emulsion bases. So they clean without leaving the skin feeling tight. This one is ideal for dry and sensitive skin because they are cleaning while also moisturizing, like while also hydrating your skin. All right. And then the gels and the foams go deeper into your skin. They go deeper in and they clear the clogged pores. They control the shine. So that one is ideal for normal, combo, or oily skin. Okay. Now, when we're thinking about our cleaning habits, the way that we're cleaning our skin, and you guys, it's really important to understand this because if your client is using wipes, for example, the makeup wipes, these are like these really are they have really aggressive chemicals that they actually leave on your skin, and they strip your skin barrier. So that's why every time that you use one of these, and it's funny because I don't know if you guys know, and definitely let me know what you think about this on the chats. Sometimes this happened to me. When you clean your skin, when you wash your skin, you think that it's really clean when you have that tightness, when it actually does feel like a little bit of that tightness and that dryness. You mistake that as, oh my God, my skin is really clean. Now I need to go and put the products on. Has anybody experienced that? Has anybody thought that ever? Because that's a common myth. All right, so ditch the wipes. The wipes are really aggressive. Really important to clean your skin in the morning and at night. All right, and always take off your makeup. For our ladies, always take off your makeup. For our guys, always wash your face before going to bed. You clean, everything that the face has absorbed from the environment, and then in the morning to clear all that sebum that we produce at night. All right. Our pharmacy hero choice is the tea tree serum for oily and acne. I'm sorry, the tea tree wash for the oily and acne skin, and the calendula face wash for dry or sensitive. I actually use the calendula. I rotate between the calendula and the aqua. I always do that. Overwash. Oh, I lost the light. Overwashing with harsh high pH soaps damages the most superficial layer of your skin, allowing all of that bacteria and outside pathogens to proliferate into your skin, and it unbalances your pH. So you definitely want to match your wash as well. All right. Toners, I told you why it matters. It restores your pH. It helps with pore refinement. It's a hydration primer. It plumps your skin and it prepares it for all of your products. You have to pick again, also according and depending on your skin type. We have the astringents, which regulate the oil production and tighten tissue. For oily skins, we have the emollients, which have extra hydration, so it's great for dry tissue. And for dry skin, we have the calmative, I don't know why we have these, but these are the calmings. I'm gonna say the calming ones that unclog and reduce the redness. I would say you would use the calendula, and our pharmacy choice would be the Age Reverses Essence Tonic. Okay, that is great for all skin. I would rotate between the Age Reverses and the calendula. I always put calendula in there because calendula is the safest line of all. And trust me, everybody always loves the calendula. All right. So right here, we need to understand what hydration versus humectation. And really, we're going to not use humectation. We're going to use moisturizing, which is the most common term. Okay. So hydration versus moisturizing. All right. This is a massive talking point for your business, guys. Hydration is about adding water to your skin, while moisturizing is about trapping that water and using oils and lipids. Okay. So, biggest myth of all, my skin is oily, so I don't need a moisturizer. That's wrong. If a client strips their oil and keeps skin, like usually a client thinks that they're trying to strip away that oil and they're like washing, they're using more aggressive products because they think that oily equals hydration. No, if your skin is dehydrated, it's going to produce more oil. So that's why it's really important to understand that. Okay. So if the skin panics thinking it's dehydrated, and it produces double the oil to protect itself. So then you just continue to have oily skin. All right. So oily skin needs water-based hydration to balance out the oil production. All right. So our aqua line is really great because it has that patch H2O, which is like that that really advanced technology that allows to retain the water in the skin. Okay. And the sodium PCA, which locks water molecules tightly inside the cells. Okay. And then for moisturizing, for like those are the ones that are typically you seal after your serum, you seal it with a moisturizer. That's usually the ones that are a little bit thicker. And you can use oils, you can use ceramides, lipids to coat the surface, repairing the barrier and blocking the water evaporation. Okay, so for that you can use the calendula oil, you can use the calendula face cream, you can use like and something to remember the squalane that's in most of actually squalane is in the calendula. It's also in the resurface. It's on almost all of our lines. It mimics the human sebum to prevent moisture escape. So that's really a cool fact. Oily skins need hydration. Just reiterating. Sun protection, incredibly important. Our sunblock has been sold out for a little bit, but it's going to come out soon. Stay tuned for that. Really important to understand the UVA rays are those rays that age us. They're the ones that are constant throughout the year. They go through the windows, they go through the curtains, they go through everything, and then they go deep into your DNA structures, and they break them down and they break down the collagen. So those are the ones that age. So when you're looking for a sunblock, look at what it says. If it's protecting you against the UVA rays, and if it's protecting you against the UVB rays, because the UVB rays are the ones that burn. Okay, those are the higher energy levels. They're responsible for immediate sunburns and the vast majority of your cellular skin surface. All right, our SPF actually shields from both UVA and UVB. All right. And you should always be reapplying every 2 to 3 hours, especially now in the summer, guys. Reapply. Okay. So as we're moving through our skincare routine, we have our eye area, our eye cream. Okay. All of our skincare lines have an eye cream. Again, we also match them to our skin type, but we always need to think that our eye cream, the skin around our eyes is 10 times thinner than the rest of the skin. So you have to be very careful with the products that you put around your eye, and B, how you apply the products. You want to do light taps, okay? And you want to make sure that you have some product on your ring finger, which is the weakest finger that we have. And you apply with your ring finger, and you just make sure you're just doing it with taps, and you have the product on your fingers, and you want to make sure you're not rubbing or pulling, okay? Because it gets damaged really easily and really quickly. Stay away from the highly concentrated serums. Make sure that you're not putting what you're applying everywhere else in your face. You're not putting it right there in your eyes, okay, or around your eyes. Exfoliation, it could be mechanical, it could be chemical. We have some great exfoliants within our lines. The mechanical one are those scrubs that you can physically see. It strips dead cells. So pretty much, well, exfoliation really is the act of removing those dead cells, right? So you can do that through mechanically through those scrub beads that kind of create, like, what you're pretty much doing is you're kind of destroying a little bit the most superficial layer of your skin, that epidermis, and you're causing it to have to regenerate and recover. All right. You don't want to do it too aggressively, because you want to make sure that you're taking care of it. Like you don't want to damage it. You don't want to hurt yourself. All right. And you do it only once a week. Our mechanical cleanser is the Age Reverses cleanser. Excuse me, chemical cleansers, chemical exfoliators are water-soluble peeling acids like glycolic and lactic. These two are two different types of acids that break down the outer cell bonds. All right. So it gently lifts sun damage, like it helps you clear sun damage. It helps you remove those dead skin cells that are like those sun, I don't want to say sunspots, but definitely sun damage. Like when you've had a sunburn and you have a little bit of a sun of a little bit of that excess spots or spotting or burning that or tanning that you would say. All right, so it's excellent for dry and mature skin, and the resurface cleanser is the one that acts as a chemical exfoliator. For the chemical BHAs, these are oil soluble peeling acids, right? The AHAs were water soluble. The oil soluble peeling acids that has salicylic acid that dissolves sebum deep in the pores. It travels straight into your pore walls, cleaning out all of the blackheads and the debris. It's the ultimate oil and blemish controller. And for that one, we have our acne or our not the acne series. No longer, we don't have it here in the States anyway, not anymore. You would go to the tea tree series for that. Okay, so usually an exfoliation is only 1 to 2 times a week. Do we have any comments? No. Usually these are only 1 to 2 times a week, and you want to make sure that you actually don't overdo it. Okay. So let's see. Well, I'm going to skip this one because we're going to talk about it as we go through the products. So we're going to go down through the lines. Okay. So this is really important. The Tuna Aqua line. This is pretty much a really refreshing, long lasting glass of water for all of your dry cells. All right. This line targets your dehydrated dough complexions, tight skin barriers, and fine dehydration lines. All right. So dry skin or normal skin, this is it. Guys, when you're going to apply makeup on, you want to use something that's water-based. This is water-based, okay? The key ingredients are patch H2O complex, which is hyaluronic acid, alginate, and pullulan. This is important for you guys to know because sometimes your clients are going to ask you, what does it have? You want to make sure that you know this is a technology that allows for deep hydration, and it actually continues to, like, it locks the water in for 48 hours. So for 48 hours, it continues to hydrate your skin. Really cool technology. And the sodium PCA to lock the moisture deep in your cells. So the sodium doesn't allow it to escape and evaporate. All right. Skin dehydration is commonly misdiagnosed as a biological aging sign. So infusing deep hydration instantly swells the skin cells, erasing fine expression lines in minutes. So this is really cool because if you want plump skin and as soon as you hydrate your skin, the plumpness comes back. That helps with the fine lines. All right. To understand a lot better, dehydration is a lack of water, while dryness is a lack of oils. The lightweight gel texture aqua routine acts like an internal water reservoir, restoring that plump and that bouncy texture. Okay. Moving on to the Calendula series, this one is really for dry, highly sensitive, flaking, or irritated skin. The Calendula is the savior. It's the one that you could always feel safe recommending unless somebody is allergic to Calendula, all right, which has happened. All right, it's the ultimate soothing, restoring hug for your compromised skin. That's like a little picture there that you can use. It's a natural power healer. The Calendula is a natural power healer. It's an anti-inflammatory flower that actively speeds up the tissue regeneration. Our balm creates a protective, soothing layer over the skin, making it incredible for dry winter patches, eczema, and skin redness. I'm gonna tell you guys, people have used the calendula balm and oil for absolutely everything. Yesterday, my sister's friend called me. She goes like, Delia, I have to tell you, I had like an allergic reaction to something, and it was like really irritated and red. And I put a little bit of the calendula balm, which I don't normally recommend to put calendula balm on your face, but people do it and it helps a lot. She told me that it immediately cleared, like within a day, it cleared her skin and she loves how it looks now. All right. So The reason why I say usually I wouldn't recommend the calendula balm for your face because of the thickness. Remember, we and if you're going to put calendula balm on your face, make sure that it's the last step and that you're doing, and you have to make sure that you're using sunblock afterwards. Okay. But if you have a condition and you put it overnight, and you're going to see the difference the next day, because it will definitely help with the dry, the itchy patches. Oh my God, if you put the balm here, it's amazing. And the calendula face cream is really wonderful for that dry skin. Okay. If your client's barrier is peeling, tight, or red, pause any active peeling acids. Recommend calendula for 2 weeks to calm and rebuild that matrix first. So you could always recommend calendula even when you see that somebody has, those reactions. Okay. So moving on to the tea tree. The tea tree I would always recommend as a like spot treatment. You want to make sure for example, with the serum, this is why it's really small. You don't want to put the serum on your entire face. You're going to, sorry, I almost, you don't put the serum on your entire face. You're going to use it for spot treatment. All right. This is targeting this line targets active breakouts, blemish prone skin, excess shine, and enlarged pore frames. All right. The key ingredients are pure tea tree oil, which is a natural antibacterial shield, and thyme extract to calm, and the marine exopolysaccharide to deliver a matte texture. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to please mute yourself. Okay, cool. Because I hear, okay, some feedback. Now, the surprising fact for clients usually is the thyme extract contains higher antibacterial activity than the benzoyl peroxide, which is usually what is given for treatment of the breakouts. But without the thyme extract removes that harsh peeling that those other products cause, right? It doesn't give you harsh peeling. It doesn't give that chemical drying side effects. Many acne routines, like just think about it, many acne routines aggressively dry out your skin. The tea tree series is a softer, a lighter product that utilizes these marine saccharides or polysaccharides that absorb oil while maintaining deep, healthy hydration of your skin. Okay. Now, something practical here to think about is when you have a client that is using the tea tree series, you can combine tea tree with calendula. Okay. So maybe they're just using the tea tree serum, but they're using the calendula wash. Why? Because the tea tree may be like if you use everything on the tea tree line, it may be a little bit too aggressive. Introduce it slowly and maybe start with start with the wash, see how that's going, and then you use the face cream and you use the balm for the breakouts, or start with the calendula wash and then you use the serum and the calendula cream. Okay, you can mix and match depending on what your needs are or what your client's needs are. Okay, so always think about that. Lumi Radiance. Okay, we're almost done, guys. No worries, we're almost there. For the Lumi Radiance line, this one targets those dark spots. So this one erases spots and it ignites the cellular light. So it makes your skin lighter and brighter. It helps with the age spot buildup. It helps with uneven skin tone and post-acne marks. So this really helps you clear your skin. The key ingredients are the white sand lily to block pigment, the alpha arbutin to inhibit the melanin, and the papaya extract. This is really key when you're talking to your clients because they usually get really surprised that the papaya extract really helps within this line. Okay, it helps to break down the dead surface cells. So if your client is struggling with sunspots, melasma, or post-acne marks, you want to recommend Lumi Radiance. All right. Something to also remember is that the hyperpigmentation actually forms very deep in the lower layers of the skin weeks before you even see it on your face. And sometimes you'll have it, like, for example, I have melasma and it will activate. I have melasma. It's already underneath in the deeper skin layer of my, in the deeper layer of my skin. And when I go out to the sun, it starts to come out. It's because it was already there. It didn't just happen. All right. So the Lumi Radiance uses the white sand lily and the bearberry extract to block the melanin pathway before the dark spot can even come to the surface. All right. So that's how it helps. So if you already have that in your deep layer, it blocks it from coming back out. So the little tagline we can use here is reclaim your light and unearth a flawless, perfectly even complexion. All right. So moving on to our age reverses. Guys, this is great, great, great for those people that for those individuals that are starting their skincare routine that now are starting to think about, like, you're in your 20s and over, you're starting to think about taking care of your skin, about anti-aging. This is a really great line. It's really great for almost all types of skin. And it targets fine line expressions, hollow cheeks, uh, flat contours. This is giving you an overall target of all of the entire line. So it's including the instant perfecting cream. That's why it's talking about the hollow cheeks, but it also helps with early aging prevention. Okay, so it's really designed for ages 25 and above, or I would say 20. I wouldn't, guys, when you're trying to identify what type of skin and what to recommend to your clients, go by the skin type, not by the age, because usually you'll see it on our page that it says it's for 25 and over, or in resurface is for 30 and over. Don't let yourself go by that, because you can have a 37-year-old person that has normal skin that doesn't have all of the aging, that they may be really good, that they may benefit more from the age reverses than from the resurface. Okay, so always think about this is why this training was about understanding the things that you need to take into consideration, so that you're able to know what and how to recommend responsibly. Okay, so really important ingredient in the age reverses is the marine plankton. Okay, plankton, to stimulate natural collagen production, and the laminaria digitata, which is the seaweed that energizes your cells. Okay, the marine plankton fermentation stimulates your fibroblasts. So remember, the fibroblasts are those parts that within your skin that produce the collagen, so that it helps them produce collagen and increases the type 1 collagen synthesis by up to 67% in just 10 days. All right. So it really helps with the collagen production. Always tell your clients to heavily, oh wait, no, that's not for that. I'm getting ahead of myself. But definitely use, or when you're talking about